Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy BDP. And if you did not see that game tonight, what a game. Obviously, if you did not watch it, Houston and Florida played in the national championship. Congratulations to the University of Florida. I didn't want to say it because obviously the rivals of Florida State. And I'm not going to hear the end of it. Oh, Florida was America's God, Florida out the national title. Yeah. So, but congratulations. Houston. What was that? What was that? You put up an absolute choke job. The same thing you did against Duke, you did it tonight. And see, that's the thing about March Madness, is that regardless of what you did last game, can you do it tonight? And with Florida, and now I'm going to say this, I'm going to be honest. If I want to give the game a rating, I'm going to give the game a solid 8.5 out of 10. Because Florida, congratulations, you won. It was a good game. It was a close game. That's what I love. But it was sloppy. Florida, you was turning the ball over left and right. Credit, you won, but you still was turning the ball over left and right. And I know for Florida, it ain't going to matter because you got the national championship at the end of the day. But for Florida and Houston, nobody could hit a single shot. Nobody could hit layups. And I understand that's a national championship. And I'm never a ref blamer. I'm not going to blame the refs. Was there some calls that was questionable? Yes, but I'm not going to blame the refs. It's all on the players. It's all on the players. More so, Houston. You had a 12-point lead going into halftime. How do you blow a 12-point lead? 12-point lead and you blow it. I thought Florida was done. I said, oh yeah, Florida's going to be done. No. And you know what I'll give Florida? I'll give them this. Florida never changed their game plan versus Houston. Houston, you know what your problem was? You settled too much. You settled. You settled for threes way too much. Florida didn't change their game plan. They said, okay, we're not hitting our threes. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go inside the paint and we're going to get foul calls. Or we're going to make the layup. And that's exactly what Florida did in the first half and the second half. The difference between the two halves was that, and I said this, if you take away Florida's turnovers in the first half, they could have won it. Well, they did win it, but they could have won it by more. Take away Florida's 10 turnovers in the first half. Or how many turnovers they got in the first half. If you take away those turnovers, Florida could have won it by more. Houston, your defense was immaculate in the first half. You got too complacent. You thought you won the game. Just because you win the first half, son, you still got a second half to play. And Emmanuel Sharp, there's many players on Houston I just want to say shout out to you because you are a complete choke job, man. To their center, Tugler, you are their starting center and you foul out with only 5 points, and if you ain't grabbing boards, what are you doing? What are you doing? Emmanuel Sharp, you went out there and you shot 1 for what, 6 or 8? Then I'll never understand this with basketball players. If I ever see a basketball player do this, I'm like, yeah, you're terrible. Your IQ is terrible. Your IQ is terrible. Because if you're down by 2 points, and I'll never understand this, basketball players, if you're down by 1 or 2 points, why are you shooting a 3? And say like, and mind you, when Houston had the ball, there was 19 seconds left on the shot clock. Why are you trying to do a 3-point shot when you caught the ball at 5 seconds? You was shooting the ball at 4 seconds and you drop it? You drop it?
And that foul line has been a dilemma, although made the 2 big ones the other night.
National championship is in the balance. 13 seconds left. Florida leads it by 2.
Uzan gonna go.
Uzan, give it up. Cryer, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Sharp.
He walked. He can't touch it.
He can't. 1 second. And it's over. Florida is back on top of the college basketball world. Championship madness. It's a great day to be a Gator. They win the national title. Houston did not get a shot off.
Son, did you not learn what a perfect catch is? Perfect catch. Pump fake. Because mind you, Clayton was in the air. Clayton jumped so high, he was jumping for Jesus. You could have pump fake left. You could have went pump fake. And you could have went left. You could have pump fake. You could have. And I'm trying to stay calm, y'all. I'm trying to stay calm. But you could have pump fake and did a left hand slice because most likely you're right-handed. Or you could have pump fake and went right hand circle. Most likely you could have did a left hand slice. Because you had him in the air. And there was 4 seconds left. So you had enough time to penetrate to the basketball hoop. You had enough time to penetrate to the rim. But you got scared. You folded in the moment and you got scared. Because when I was watching it, I was like, please don't try and do no ISOs. Please don't try and take no threes. And guess what you did? The same thing every basketball idiot does is take a 3 when you have the chance to take a 2. The only time I say taking a 3 is acceptable when you are down and it's that type of game is if you're down by 3 points. If you are not down by 3 points, why the heck are you taking the 3? As much as it is hard to get to the paint and try and score a layup on a defender, it is just as hard to shoot a deep 3. A deep 3 is harder to make than going to the basket and possibly hitting a free throw, getting free throws, or making a layup or hitting a mid-range jump shot. But you settled. That's the problem Houston did, is you settled. You settled this game. They did. Look at what Houston did versus Florida. And you can't tell me there was a major change in Houston and Florida's game. You settled. They settled. Houston settled. Shooting 3 after 3. LJ Cryer, how many threes are you going to shoot, son? And keep bricking. If I'm shooting 18 threes, I'm at least hitting at least maybe 8 or 9. Maybe 10. You only hit 4 threes. And I understand basketball players have off nights. But son, you was chucking and chucking and chucking. I'm like, goodness gracious, just hit a shot. Jawan Roberts. Son, do you know what a right hand is? Do you know how to go right? You were easy to read all night. At first you weren't. But then you were easy to read because all you do is just go left. You got no right hand bag work. All you do is go left. That's all you do. If you can't get a left hook shot, guess what? You're going to dribble to the right, then spin back left. That's all you do. And then you miss the free throw. Hit your free throws. I'll never understand that. Basketball players should hit free throws all the time. It is your tempo, your momentum. It's at your pace. I understand you might be tired, but guess what? You still got to hit them. It's free points. Nobody's guarding you. And if you're tired, it's a chance for you to catch your breath. That's the best chance to catch your breath because you can take 10 seconds to catch your breath. Houston, I don't know what to say. The same thing you did against Duke, you did tonight. You did the same exact thing tonight. And it ain't like Florida played any better. Florida was terrible. Walter Clayton Jr. was terrible tonight. Regardless, I know he won the championship. So obviously a lot of people are going to say, oh, but he won the championship. He won the championship. He won the championship. That's cool. But at the end of the day, he almost put up Klay Thompson. Elimination game. This man didn't hit a single point until he got to the free throw line. Houston, you were doing your job on him. You weren't letting him do whatever, but you couldn't stop the other 4 players on the court. And what I mean the other 4 players, you basically couldn't stop 2 players. Richard and Condon. Richard and Condon was just working, y'all. In Florida's other big man. They were not the black one, the other white one. They were working, y'all. Because Florida's other tall big man, he had a tech because he get emotional and slamming the ball on the court. And then Houston with Emmanuel Sharp. When you caught the ball at top of the key and you were driving down and you turned the ball over, I'm like, why are, and I never understand this with basketball players, why when you see a double or triple team, you still try to dribble through it?
A 1-point game. Cryer, nice defense. Shot clock down to 15.
Son, you do not have that nice of handles. You don't. Especially if it's in a fast break set, like in transition, that's something different. But if it's in a defense set, a set defense, why are you doing it? Pass the ball. Pass. You think you can dribble through 2 or 3 people in a set defense? Why? It makes no sense. But congratulations to the University of Florida. Congratulations. You guys have won the national championship. I'm not gonna hear the end of it for a very long time. I mean, there's nothing else to say about this. All-time choke job by Houston. All-time choke job. And I'm being silent because I'm still shocked. Coach was shocked. Because you had 19 seconds on that shot clock. And that's the best thing you can come up with? Not a let's penetrate to the basket. My question is, Juwan Roberts, the other kid with the who had the he had the short sleeve shirt on under his jersey. I can't remember his name. He had the putback dunk. That was very nice for Houston. But why are you both playing high post? Juwan Roberts, go to the low post. The other kid, go in the corner. And here's the reason why. Because Florida was already playing high defense in this. Like when it was getting crunch time, when Florida was coming back and they were giving screens and everything, Florida was giving them a hard hedge. They were giving LJ Cryer a hard hedge, meaning that when say like you have a person and they screen somebody, that means that person that is guarding you and the person that is defending the screener, they both come up on you. Meaning there's someone on the left and someone on your right. So you got two people on you. Guess what? How about draw something different? Or if that's the case, I'm not telling these two to come high. How about one go in the corner, one stay? You want to, and here's what people don't understand about late game situations. You want to have as much space in the court as possible. And you want to give the ball to your highest IQ player. Because if you give the ball to your highest IQ player, I promise you, I would see that I'm down by 2. I would say, okay, we have 19 seconds left and we're down by 2. Penetrate to the basket. And if you can't, look for someone cutting to the basket. Look, but keep spacing. Offense is spacing. Spacing is offense. Offense is patience. Patience is in offense. That's how I learned it. Offense is spacing. Spacing is offense. Good offense has patience. Patience is in good offense. That's what it is. Offense has good patience. Patience is in good offense. And that's the problem. Houston, you're too big, man. They ain't hit a 3 all night. Why are they high post? Why are you high post? You ain't hit a mid-range. You didn't hit a deep mid-range. You didn't hit no threes. So why are you up here? Get back. Get back. This was an all-time choke job. But that's going to be consistent in this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I am out of here. What a choke job, Houston. But congratulations to the University of Florida.